Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and on this one I'm going to be showing you the best Clawitzer build for raids on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This Pokemon is going to be absolutely amazing. It's got an ability where you get 50% extra damage on certain moves, so it's almost like you get an extra stab on all your moves that are water type and just a stab that all your moves that aren't water type. So we're going to start off with where to get it. Now this Pokemon is a Violet only exclusive, so if you're on Scarlet you're going to have to trade for it or get it from an online raid. So to get this Pokemon, what you want to do is you want to come around here on the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over to North Province Area 3 and just make my way over. And you're going to keep swimming until it says North Paldean Sea, and then you're going to be looking around for a Clawitzer or a Clawitzer. So there's one over there, I can see it in the distance, so we're going to encounter that. And then you're just going to catch your Clawitzer. It can only be one Tera Type because it's only got one type in, which is water type. So after you catch that, we're going to move over to Pokemon Scarlet because that's where all my builds are. So I'll see you in a second. So the Tera Type we're actually going to be using, we're going to be changing it to a fighting type Tera. Now the main reason for this is because of the move Aura Sphere. Now the main reason for this is just to change things up, and it fighting type Teras, so they're super effective against multiple types, but mainly ice and steel. Now ice type Pokemon and steel type Pokemon are not very effective against water type Pokemon, but are neutral against fighting types. So the first 3 turns while we're setting up for our Tera, it will be not very effective against us. But then after we Tera, we're already doing a ton of damage by the time they can do any real damage to us. So we're already set up and we're doing a ton of damage after. So it's a nice little fun build. With this build, you can actually be multiple Teras. You can be a water type Tera, a dragon type Tera, fighting type Tera, a dark type Tera. This Pokemon is actually incredible, and you can, because of its ability, you can pretty much play multiple ways. The fighting type is the one we're going to be going with. Now let me show you where to actually change your Tera. You're going to need 50 fighting type Tera shards, so to get them you just need to do fighting type raids. And to change your Tera type, just fly over to Medalla East, and then we're just going to be going in this restaurant right here, the Treasure Eatery, speaking to the chef. And then if you've got 50 fighting type Tera shards, the fighting type Tera shard option will appear, and you'll just click that and change your Tera type. So the item we're going to be running is going to be the choice specs, and what this does is it only allows you to use one move, but that move is boosted by 50% extra damage. So we're getting quite a few boosts with this build, and this allows us to do enough damage to actually make Clawitzer viable. This mixed with the ability. Now let me show you where to get the choice specs. So you'll be coming to Metagoza, and if you come right here on the map down here, there'll be a Delibird shop. We need to go right there. Once you get there, just go inside, click on battle items, scroll down until you find your choice items, and it will cost you 100,000 Pokedollars, and then you want to equip it onto your Clawitzer. So you've got your item. Next up, we're going to be coming a little bit up to this Chansey supply shop right here. This will be to change our nature. We're going to need to be running the modest nature. So scroll down until you get to your light blue mints, click on modest nature. It's going to cost you 20,000 Pokedollars, and then you want to use that on your Clawitzer. Now what this does is up in special attack, down in attack. It's a great nature, and it will maximize your damage output that you can get. Moving on to our EVs, we're going to be going into special attack and HP. HP so we can survive longer, special attack so we can maximize that damage output. Now to get your EV items, you can go to this shop right here, the Chansey supply shop. Just go back in there. And this will cost you 26 HP ups and 26 calciums. And in total, this will cost you 520,000 Pokedollars. So it's quite expensive. It'll cost you 530 if you want to put your extra points into defense or special defense. But there is an alternate way of doing this, and it's much cheaper. You can save yourself 3 million Pokedollars if you train 6 Pokemon at once, but it takes a bit longer. So go into any Delibird shop, click on general goods, scroll to the bottom, there'll be your power items. The ones we're going to be using for this scenario are going to be the power weight and the power lens, which trains HP and special attack. Now these power items give you 8 EVs per kill, so if you take out a Lechonk, you'll get 9 HP EVs instead of 1. So we're going to start off with the location of the HP EV training. It'll be right here on the map, so fly over to the lighthouse and make your way over. So when you're making your way over, you'll come across like a green grassy area, and you'll find Lechonks in it. You can take out the Lechonks, they give 1 HP EV each, but what I like to do is come down to the actual water area down here, and then activate an encounter power level 2 fairy type sandwich, and then a ton of Azurill will start to spawn down here, and you could just take them out. They also give 1 HP EV each. Now, if you want to make some money while you're doing this, then make sure to pick up a Persian, get it to level 100, equip the amulet coin onto it, use a PP up twice on the move payday, and then because we need to take out 28 of them, when that gets to 0, you will have completed your EV training for 1 stat, and you'll make 28,000 Pokedollars while you're at it. Nice bit of money while you're doing it to help you pay for the power items. Moving on to our special attack training, we're going to be coming right here on the map, so fly back over to the lighthouse and then just make your way down to this small bridge right over here. And along this bridge in the little stream right here, you'll see a lot of Psyduck, so just use an encounter power level 2 sandwich and take out 28 Psyduck. And then after you've done this, you will have max HP EVs and max special attack EVs, and we'll be ready to move on to the IVs. So first, just in case you can save yourself a bit of money, go on your main menu, click on boxes, hover over Clawitzer, and then click the plus button on the right hand side. It will change from stats to IVs. Now, as you can see, I've hyper trained all 6 of my stats. So that cost me 120,000 Pokedollars or 6 bottle caps. Now, I was actually testing out if physical or special attacks would be better because it does have Swords Dance. But after some testing, it was the special attack. But by then, we couldn't really take back our bottle cap. So I want you to hyper train everything except for your attack because we're not going to be using it. And if you can save yourself a bit of money, if you've already got some max IVs that say best, then it's great to do that because it does stack up over time. After you know how many bottle caps you need, then come to any Delibird shop. Click on general goods, top item will be a bottle cap. Buy how many bottle caps you need. 1 bottle cap equals 1 max IV. The maximum it'll cost you is 100,000 Pokedollars. And then we're going to be flying up to Montenegro. After you're here, speak to the person with the Abomasnow. He will hypertrain your Pokemon. I can't actually use Clawitzer as an example because it'll just say your Pokemon is already perfect, all that stuff. So I'm going to use a Moongus as an example. Then click Bottle Caps, click HP, Defense, Special Attack, Special Defense and Speed, then start the training and your Pokemon will have max IVs. And now you've maximized your stats so you'll have the best chances of winning those raids. Moving on to the ability, we have the ability Mega Launcher. You don't have to worry about the ability because it only has 1 ability. And what this does is it powers up Pulse type moves, but it also powers up Aura type moves as well, so Aura Sphere fits into this category. So it powers them all up by 50%. So as you can see here, instead of 80 power, we will actually be on 120 power. Instead of 60 power, it powers it up by 50%. So that will go to 90 power, but then we will also get the original stab on it. Dark Pulse goes to 120, Dragon Pulse goes to 127.5, I believe. So they're all very strong moves. Just choose which Tera you want to use, and then whichever Tera you decide to use, being it Water, Fighting, Dark, or Dragon, that's the build you can have. I chose to go with Fighting, but there's 4 different actual builds you can actually build with this guy, which is great. He's very diverse. Now, moving on to the moveset, it's going to be Aura Sphere, Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, and Dragon Pulse. Now, the good thing about all these moves, because of the actual ability, we can just learn all 4 different types of moves through level up. So just get to level 100 and you can relearn them all. You don't need any TMs, egg moves, anything like that. So after you've done that, we'll be good to go. But before we get into those raids, if you enjoy these builds and all the different types of guides we do on the channel, make sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell so you don't miss another video. There's plenty more where that came from. And if you need additional help, you want to come for a chat, or you want to just show off your shinies, show off your different types of builds, then I'll put a Discord link in the description. It's a ton of fun over there. Would love to see a lot more of you over there. Now let's get into those raids. So for our first raid, we're going to be taking on a 6-star Ice-type King Gambit. Let's see how it goes. The moment of truth. Let's see if it has pressure or defiant, because if we've got intimidate users, then that could be pretty sketchy. We do have an intimidate user. Moment of truth. Oh, it's got pressure. So we're just going to use Aura Sphere all raid. We only get 10 Aura Spheres because of pressure. It will be double the amount we are using. So there's the first one. It's not doing a great deal of damage, but it does stack up and it beats the 6-star timers. And we're paralyzed. And now it's going to use Kowtow Cleave. It's not going to do too much damage because it's been intimidated. We're going to hit it with the Aura Sphere again. We use Aura Sphere again. As you can see, the damage is outspeeding the actual timer. We get hit with another Cleave. We use Aura Sphere again. We get hit with another Cleave. Now, what I would recommend doing, don't terrestrialize unless you're on full health. So if you need to, wait till you get taken out because we don't have any healing or anything like that. And after you've got taken out, terrestrialize when you come back. We wasn't even paralyzed once. That was amazing. Now, the reason for this is the shield can be very hard to take out. I'm just going to use a cheer so we don't actually waste one of our aura spheres. We've only got 5 left. So we have returned, and now it's time to terrestrialize. Finally going to be getting that stab. So we have terrestrialized. Now we're going to use aura sphere, see how much damage it does. As you can see, it's doing quite a bit of damage to that shield. He uses Thunder Wave. I'm hoping we get our luck from before and we don't get paralyzed. Oh, we flinched and couldn't move. The Iron Head's going to be a problem. Now that we've terrestrialized, he switches to Iron Head. So we're going to heal up so we attack first. He uses Iron Head. He's probably going to use Thunder Wave now. We get a free Aura Sphere off. There we go. It does a lot of damage. He removes negative effects from himself. That paralyze is gone. He uses Thunder Wave. I wonder if we're going to be able to win this raid. He uses Iron Head again. Don't flinch. Thank you. Ideally, I probably should have used PP ups on my Aura Sphere for moments like this where they are using pressure. I'm going to cheer here. Use my last cheer. Why not? We get half of our health back. Amazing. And now we can use Aura Sphere. I'm guessing he'll try and paralyze us. We nearly take it out. We just need one more hit. He uses Sword Stance. Now, as you can see, this guy's a Steel type, and he couldn't use his Iron Head because we was a Water type and we resisted it. So that's what really helped us in this raid. You know, them big brain strats. Can't spell Clawitzer without wits. Yeah. So the King Gambit goes down, and it doesn't give us any Mystica. That's unfortunate, but let's go on to the second raid. So for our second raid, it looks like we have a 6-star Rock type Hydreigon. I'm actually quite curious how this is going to go, so let's start up. We actually have decent defense and special defense, so I've got a feeling we can take a few hits. It does have Nasty Plot though, so I'm worried about that. It uses Taunt first turn. That's completely fine. That gives us a free attack. We use Aura Sphere. Let's see how much we're doing. Not too much at the minute, but at least we don't have the pressure this time. So now it's using Dragon Pulse. It's not doing too much damage. Like I said, we have really good defenses. We use Aura Sphere again. He uses Taunt for some reason and then uses Dragon Pulse. We use Aura Sphere. Now the idea is get him to that shield point. Our Bolivar's grassy terrain has gone up, and if anything, that's just going to slow us down because of all the animations. He uses Dragon Pulse, does a bit more damage, and we're getting to that halfway point where he's going to put up his shield. I reckon we get one more Aura Sphere, or maybe 2. He has used Taunt. Now the worrying thing here is, when does he use Nasty Plot? When the shield breaks or when the shield goes up? So he's used Dragon Pulse. I didn't think that would kill us. I don't know whether it carries over, but I'm just going to use Go All Out because we're not doing much damage with Aura Sphere without the Terrestrialize. I was hoping it didn't use Taunt there and just take us out straight away, which it did. We lose a chunk of time, but that's fine. We had plenty of time. He uses Work Up, which is a little bit worrying. To counter that Work Up, I'm going to use the Defense Cheer. It's going to use Taunt, so that was a free cheer. Because Dragon Pulse does more damage, it won't use Dark Pulse here. But we're just going to go into our Terrestrialize, so we can do a ton of damage to that shield. If it carried over across our death as well, then we should have the Attack Cheer for one more turn. It's doing a lot of damage with Dragon Pulse right now. We have 2 attacks here, hopefully it's enough. So we do a decent amount of damage, about half the shield. Hopefully it uses Taunt on one of these turns. Maybe we can survive a third actually. Our Bolivar does have its uses after all. There we go. We nearly take out the shield with our second one. It removes negative effects from itself. Don't use Nasty Plot. Let's see if the shield gets destroyed before I attack. I was hoping the energy ball destroyed the shield. We're on 9 health. We're going to destroy the shield with this attack. There's the attack. The shield breaks. Now if it takes us out, it doesn't really matter. But after the shield breaks, I'm pretty sure we attack first anyway, regardless. Yeah, we do. And then the Hydreigon gets taken out. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's the Hydreigon going down. Another strong Pokemon that we have taken down with the almighty Clawitzer. Now let's move on to that third raid. Our third raid is going to be against a 6-star Steel type Armorogue. This could be quite tricky because it's part Psychic type, and when we actually Terrestrialize, that could cause us a lot of problems, but we're going to see how it goes. It'd be cool if you could Terrestrialize into any type as long as you've put 50 shards into that type on that Pokemon before. So like say in game it gave you a choice of which Tera you wanted to go into as long as you have the 50 shards spent. So it's going to start off with a Will-O-Wisp and Miss because we are too fast, and then we're going to use Aura Sphere, do a bit of damage. Oh, it's going to use Psychic. We aren't a fighting type at the minute though, so I don't know why I was scared of that. And then we're going to use Aura Sphere, do a bit more damage. And then the Armor Rogue is going to use Calm Mind. This could be trouble. It's going to use Nightshade though. That does 90 damage. That's pain. We're going to use another Aura Sphere. We did manage to get that shield to appear, so now we can go down. Oh, we're on 10 health. We get one more Aura Sphere away. It doesn't do too much damage. We're going to use a Go All Out chair before we go down. I'm not even sure whether they work after we go down. Now it's time. We're going to Terrestrialize and use Aura Sphere. Please don't use Psychic, just use Nightshade. Speak it into the universe and it will happen. Oh, it's going to use Will-O-Wisp, but even better. Will-O-Wisp doesn't even affect us. We're going to try and use an Aura Sphere again. It's going to use Psychic. Does this kill? 7 health. And reduces our special defense. Please do a lot of damage. Just crit or something. No. And we go down to the burn. I guess we just carry on with the Aura Spheres. It has burned us when we got back. I guess we carry on with the Aura Spheres to see if we can actually salvage this raid. We have broken the shield because we got most of it while we was terrestrialized. Unfortunately, the actual weak armor that it's got, I thought it lowered the special defense as well for some reason, but it only lowers the physical defense. Oh, this raid could have been very easy. It's used Psychic, does about half damage to us, and we're going to finish it off with an Aura Sphere. And it goes down, finally. That was actually a difficult raid, just because of the Calm Mind and Psychic to just completely annihilate our Terrestrialize. So it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. But we managed to do it in the end. And we got Herba Mystica. Amazing. Would highly recommend building this Pokemon. It's quite fun. It's quite diverse. And smash the like button if you found this video helpful and enjoyed it. And if you want to check out the most recent build, it's an absolute monster. I'll put it on screen right now. I would highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be a Toad Squirrel, and I'll catch you on the next one.